Alright, so let's start with building your website and the pages, modifying the pages inside of it. And in this video, I'll be showing you how to do exactly that, how to modify the different designs, build pages from scratch if we want, or from different designs. And in this video, we'll actually be transforming this template into a hairdressing different business, just to show you how easy it is to modify everything all by yourself without any skill, any coding or anything like that. So yeah, let's start first with the basics about any website, and of course the homepage. The homepage is basically the most important page of your website because that's where basically everyone will go when they visit your domain, unless you send them somewhere else to an inner page. So it has to be very catchy. It has to showcase your business in the best possible light so people can continue using your website and get them to the specific goal that you want them to get to. And let's start with the anatomy of a homepage, which is again of any website the most important page. We have, of course, the header, and for the header we have a dedicated video that you can check below, where how we can edit our header. But the header is very important because it is the navigation. That's where people are using to go to a specific page to find the information they're looking for. So it has to be very well organized header. Then we have the hero. The hero is this section that people use to see first, and this is basically the most important part of your homepage because that will capture their attention, and you have very little time when somebody visits on your page to capture that attention. So make sure that you have a highly converting headline and a really cool call to action, and we'll be discussing that in a moment. Then we have another section for call to action services, which is a great way to showcase what kind of services or benefits from your service and products you have here. Of course, this is all modifiable, and I'll show you how you can change the different sections and have something else instead. Here we have two sections which are highlighting some kind of a service, product, or just informing about something with a call to action. So if you want and have such information that you want to portray, you can easily utilize these sections yourself. We have the theme. Of course, it's not necessary. Some businesses need that, some don't. It's again optional, and you can remove if not, if you don't want to use it. Then we have the testimonials. Testimonials is important for social proof of your business, basically showing that there are successful people using your service or product. And this is their, take on that, basically how happy they are by using your service or product. You can also have like case studies, like dedicated page for these users so that it can actually show their success with the product itself, not just a few sentences. So all these are very cool. And at the end, we finish with a call to action. The call to action is so important to have throughout your page, because that drives people to take the action. And if you don't have enough, they will have to scroll up to find a call to action, which is not good design. So we finish always with a strong call to action. And the footer. The footer is, of course, the last section of your website where you have some navigation, social media, etc. Now let's start with one by one to edit the different things. Now the header, again, we have a dedicated video so you can check that out. Let's talk about the page itself and the content in it. The hero, again, this is so important because the headline is what is going to capture their attention. So make sure you edit it and make sure that it is something really catchy. That's why in the cheat sheet, the questions that we were asking in the previous video as well was, what problem is your business solving? So when somebody visits your homepage, they want to see, is this the right solution for my problem? So how do they see that? When you talk about solving their problem, basically, that you are the place that is solving exactly what they have as a trouble. And that's why you have to have a really catchy headline that portrays that solution that you provide for them, with some supporting subheadline and a strong call to action. Always have a call to action that goes directly to where you want them to go. Now in our example, let's start transforming this website to our business. So in our case, we pre-uploaded some images for hairdressing, so we can use those images to modify our design. And just like that, we change the background of our block just by clicking on the block settings. Now we have this hairdressing image. We can edit our text to something catchy about the studio. So basically the best place to transform your to take your haircut, to make your haircut or something like that. So it's up to you how you want to portray yourself, but just make sure that when somebody visits, that will be the first thing that they will see. And what is the idea of our website that we're building here? We're trying to get people to book an appointment. So this button, we can just change it from services to actually to be for book an appointment. So we can just type in book an appointment, and that can link to the book an appointment page. So we already have such page with a template, so that's why we can link to it. But if you don't have such page, or you want to go to a page that is not yet created, don't worry, we can connect it later. So we already connected it here, and well, let's change our logo as well, because it's not electrician anymore, it's about hairdressing. And you can of course upload your logo if you have such. If not, you can just change your text logo from here, and let's just type in hairdresser, just for the sake of the example. Now here we have another call to action, which in this case is kind of repeating itself, so we can basically delete it, no problem, so that you don't have repetition of call to actions so close to each other. Now in the next section we have the services. It's good to showcase what kind of services your business provides, or your product, if you have like the benefits of your product. So it's nice. It's a nice section to have. Of course, if you don't want to have it, you can just delete this section and replace it with something else. To edit it, you can simply just double click on the image and change it to an image from your gallery. So you can upload your images or use from stock images from online, like Unsplash or any other place. Like our images, they're from Unsplash, and you can just modify your pages, your images, so it fits really well onto the site. Now if you don't have images, you can just delete them if you don't want, and you can just leave the text information. Now again, if you don't want to have this type of a section, you want to replace it with something else, don't worry, you can just click on that block and select what kind of a section you want to have. Maybe some other services, showing whatever you want to show onto that page. That's why it is important that you know what kind of information you want to show to your users, so that they find enough information to move forward, to go to the next section, and to make sure that they click on book an appointment and achieve that goal, because that's our goal of our business, whatever that is. In our case, appointment. In another case can be somebody to submit their information like we discussed, or to purchase a product, whatever it is. You make sure that you have call to actions about that goal. Now here we have this section which is highlighting some service. So let's just leave this one and maybe change it to something else. Maybe it will talk about a specific service, like let's say makeup. So you can change the headline, text, and this is a cool way to basically showcase information. Instead of having it only with paragraphs of text, can be a bit boring. You can have it with icon sections like this, like checkbox type of thing. So it's a really cool way, and again, call to action for book an appointment. Now here we have another one. Maybe we don't need that one, so we can just delete it like this. And instead we might want to add, for example, our pricing. So this is cool for our business. So how do you do that? You can again add any type of a section that you want. It doesn't matter. You can add a video, for example, for testimonials. Awesome way to show testimonials, or videos in general, or whatever it is. In our case, let's add pricing, and here you have different ways to present pricing, like pricing tables, like different possible ways, pricing like this. But let's say we go with this one. They look for like restaurant, right? But you can fully modify them, as you know. And here, instead of having this image, we can just double click and change it with an image from whatever we upload. And voila, this became a pricing for our hairdressing salon. We can change the headline to something else and change whatever the services are and the pricing. And here we can add another one just to make it more fun on the other side with the image, and we can replace the image with again another from the gallery. So this way you can adjust the sizing, the design, the text, everything you can modify yourself basically with your handles. And again, I've been using a lot of this, but basically this is how to edit your padding. And the padding is so important, and the next video actually is fully about making your design look good. And what are the essentials there? So 10 amazing tips, so definitely check it out. But some of these things are of course the padding. It's important to have a really good room to breathe of your design. So use the handles. It's just using the handles to create paddings between your sections, between your elements as well. So if you want to add more spacing here, just use the handles again to create more spacing. You could do the same thing for the sides, like for your columns. Each column has the ability to put left and right padding. So if you want to make it more to the right, you can just grab this handle and just make some padding on the side. It's so easy, and it's so cool to create easy paddings and really make your design pop and be, very breathing and cool looking. And make sure that you're consistent. So that's very important. Make sure that. Now we are on the theme section. Of course, you can delete it if you don't like this section. If you don't want to have something like that, just delete it. But for our example, let's just change it with some images to make our design more in the hairdressing type of niche. So let's upload a few images, and as you can see, the whole website starts to take shape of a hairdressing salon. It was about handyman, and now it is about hairdresser. Basically everything is pretty much the same. Most businesses share the same sections or similar ones, just different type of content. But as you can see, it's very neat, very organized, and this is important for readability and to look professional. Now, the testimonials. They're so important. If you don't have such, you can skip them and add whenever you have, but they're very important because this is really social proof. You show people who are successful with your product. If you can add video testimonials, that's even better, because a video is basically a thousand images it's worth. So it's really cool if you can. Now, if you don't have images, don't worry. You can of course delete them, because we don't expect everybody to have such professional photos from their testimonials. So you can just delete them and make sure that you adjust your padding and make it from edge to edge. And here, like in this example, in this column, we have a background of this light gray, and we added the 4% on the side to make sure our design is breathable. Now here as well, we just delete, adjust the margins, and just like that we modified from having an image to not having an image, and it looks very neat and very consistent. As you can see, everything is the same font, everything is the same size, the same background, everything is identical. This is very important. And at the end, we're finishing with a strong call to action. So now, of course, you have to have a catchy headline like come to us and for your next haircut or something like that, book an appointment. So of course, depending on your business, you can modify that and finish strong with a strong call to action. And the footer at the end. Now, if you don't want to have such a big footer, you can just add something else. We have footer designs as well. Maybe something like this with your brand and just the social media, nothing else. And here we can remove this and just leave the old one. Copyright. So just like that, we've edited your footer, your homepage to modify to your business idea, and added a few sections here, removed one, and modified completely for our business. And when you're ready, regularly I suggest to save changes, not just once every 10 minutes. You can do it every few minutes, or you can use Ctrl and S to do it quickly. Now we've modified our pages. It looks pretty neat. And let me show you a few things that you can also modify, which are, for example, you don't like the text fonts. And this is important because you want to have something different, for example, or the colors are not the ones that you like. Of course, you can do it manually for each one, but I'll show you how easy it is to do it yourself in seconds. That's why we have the global styling, and they're there for a reason. And again, we cover that in the next video for the tips. But here now in the global stylings, you can actually add fonts, and actually you can check out this video as well. Now, adding fonts, you can add hundreds and hundreds of fonts from Google to be used inside your design. So instead of having this one, you can have something completely different. So let's just select one different font just for the sake of the example. So maybe this one. This one looks pretty different, so that we can use and you can see the difference. Now we've added this font and we can now start applying it to all the text, all the headlines actually, not the paragraphs. And you can go to text styling and actually change this font to Ocelot. And you can see now how everything is starting to change. We can change it for the H2 tags, for the H3 tags, and I'll show you now what are these tags actually. The H4 tags, and click on confirm. Now just like that, we've changed on all the places where we use H tags. And what are the H tags? Basically, H tags are the headlines throughout your design. When you add a widget and all the templates are built this way, all the headlines are H tag. An H tag is basically a way to tell, the browser and Google and other places, and basically the content itself, what is the hierarchy of your page. Now, always your hero is the H1, and it is only one on your page. You should not have two of those. And then you have the H2, the H3, the H4, and basically these you can use for different places. And as you can see, you have a section for a whole blog, then a mini section for a column. So this way you organize your content, and as you can see, everywhere it changed very neatly, very cool on all the different places. So you don't have to do it one by one. It's all there. It's really cool. Now, you can also do for the colors that way. That's why we have the global colors, and the primary is the one that we've used for all these places. And you can easily change it. Let's say that you're into the green color, where is your business color is green, and just like that, it changed right away. That's the power of the global colors. So basically, when you build something and when you change the colors, you have the ability to select one of the global ones. And then this is just a color palette. But when you use the global colors throughout your design, later on from the global stylings, you can change that color, and all the places where you use the global color, it will change. That's how simple it is. And just like that, we've modified our color and font for the whole website to be something else, fitting our business. And yeah, this is it. Basically, this is the homepage. Make sure that it is very much, you don't have too much text, too much information. Make sure that you have enough information and very good balance between images, videos, text, so that you give enough information for them to take interest of your business, and that they find everything that they're looking for and take an action. Make sure that you have great call to actions throughout your design, so they can go to the next step. And in our case, the next step that we want people to take is to go to the booking an appointment and schedule an appointment with us, because that's the nature of our business, which is hairdresser. If your business is different, again, it's a different page that you want them to visit. Now, how do you get to the other pages of your website? Easy, just click on pages. Now, in pages, you can see all the designs are coming with this template. Now, you can delete different pages if you don't like them, and you can add more. Now, in our case, we have an appointment page, so you can just click on it and see what the design is. In this case, we have just a heading and the booking widget. Now we can change the background here to fit our design to, something like this, and people can start booking appointments. Of course, you have to have an event created, and this you can do from the booking. I will not go through to details into that, because we discussed that in the lesson 3, I believe, where you have the booking and the forms. So you can build those there, and we go into details about how to create an event, operators, and all these things. So check that video about creating an event itself. In this one, we'll be focusing mostly about building pages and this whole structure of your website. When ready, again, click on Save Changes. Now, what other pages we have are About Us, Services, and other things that we want to have on our website. Again, if you don't want, you can just delete them. And to create a new one, click on Add New and click on Page. And here we have great variety of hundreds of different page designs, whatever you want. You can even replace your home page with something else. Again, you can build it from scratch and just add different blocks, And let me just show you how easy it is actually. So let's say that we want to build just for the sake of the example, a home page that is, different. We just want to, create a different version on our own. You can start from blank and start building it with elements yourself, just dragging and dropping. But that can be, slow. I mean, of course you can do it if you want to do something very unique. Or you can just start adding blocks, which again is very unique as well. And you can just start adding blocks into your page. And here we have the hero element. Then you might want to add some services. So we can go to services page and see different service designs. Just click and add. And as you can see, everything is right away with your colors, with your fonts. Everything is there. You don't have to modify it. Basically just change the text. That's it. But design, it's there, and it's very consistent and very beautiful. Then you want to add something of like this one with image and text. Maybe something like, I don't know, like this. And then we have to, of course, change our image to be according to what we are doing, adjust some paddings. Then we want to add another section and another section and another section. So you can build pages basically in less than a minute just by combining different sections. And the beautiful thing is everything is mobile responsive. When you go on mobile, you can see how everything scales perfectly on the mobile device. And basically you don't have to do any changes. Your website is ready for mobile. And yeah, this is how you can build pages on your own, like yourself, from scratch. But if you don't want, you have these great designs to begin with, like for lead generation, for homepage, for thank you, for product, for checkout, for anything you have designs. So you don't have to figure out what kind of things you want to build. You have them here. And just selecting a template, adding a name, and it will be added to your list of pages. And this way you can create as much and as creative as you want designs. Now, what if you want to build something else? We also have the ability to build pop-ups. Pop-ups are really great, and you can add them for different, reasons and places. For example, when you click on a button, instead of showing the booking appointment page, you can actually show it in a pop-up. That's also a possible way to do it. So let's create a pop-up to see how easy it is. Just click on pop-up. And it's basically the same as the pages. You just have to select the design. You can again start from empty or select one of the great designs that we have here. Let's select this one. And as you can see, you can start editing it, modifying however you want and add elements to it. When you're ready, just click on save. But before that, you can add some information about it. Where do you want it to show? Maybe at the bottom, full screen, on the other bottom, anywhere that you want. And you can have different triggers as well. For example, if you want somebody, when they try to exit your page, to trigger this pop-up for exit, you can just make it like this and click on save changes. And now if we had to show to which pages we want to show this pop-up. So show on, let's make it to all pages. So basically this pop-up will show on each pages when somebody tries to exit. And let's preview it just to show you how easy it is. Now we're in our page that we just created, and when we try to exit it, the pop-up shows. And this is how simple it is. You don't have to use third-party extensions, etc. It is there, and you can create as many as you want pop-ups for whatever reason and occasion you want to add them. Other things that you can do is, of course, modify your whole design, your whole headers, your footers. You can edit your mobile version as well, but we have a video on that, so we'll be going into more details how to edit your mobile version of your website easily. So this is how basically easy it is to create your pages, modify them. You can do crazy cool things. In the next video we'll be discussing again the consistency, the global colors, and different things. So basically 10 really amazing tips and ways to modify your pages, and so to make sure that they look very professional and cool. And just something to show you before we finish this video is that you have the ability to copy different elements. This is really cool if you want to use this whole section throughout, on another page, for example, or just have another set of services. You can, when you click to copy it, you see this copied section. basically this is our clipboard, and you can use this element to edit anywhere that you want. And basically you've added absolutely the same section for this that we're trying to do, and we can adjust it, and now we have 2 of these rows. And if you're happy, you can just click on save changes. That's how easy it is. And this is it. This is how easy and simple it is to build your pages, modify, and edit basically the whole content in minutes. Again, the most important part of the website is always what you have on top, to make sure that you capture their attention, and then follow up with other things that you want them to learn, and make sure that you have a lot of call to actions throughout your design. And that's why it is important to know what is your goal of your website, because you have to point these call to actions there. Of course, you can have different call to actions going to different places. So this one you can have maybe to go to our contact page, this one to the appointments. It really depends on your business and what you're trying to do. Alright, this is from me. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please check the next one for design tips, and the video after that for editing your header and different ways that you can modify it and create something really amazing to make sure that people are navigated exactly where they want to go.